With the third of its live-action series of the year coming this summer, Star Wars is making a huge foray into the realm of streaming television in 2022. Andor will follow Cassian Andor in the years leading up to his initial appearance in the Rogue One spin-off film. Because of Rogue One's devastating conclusion, the majority of the characters never appeared again after the film's release. However, because this series will take place soon before the events of the film, Andor is the ideal venue to add cameos, if not full-fledged appearances, by specific characters from Rogue One without jeopardizing the storyline of the original film.
Tell me you have a backup plan.
Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, was the heroine of Rogue One, embodying everything about the rebellion in a one individual. Jyn was motivated by a great desire to rescue her father from Imperial captivity after being away from him for nearly a decade as the daughter of the renowned scientist and creator of the Death Star Galen Erso. While Jyn is a character that fans would want to see return in Andor, her role in the series would have to be limited in order to not jeopardize her tale from Rogue One. However, for one of the few Star Wars stars who has only been in one film, a cameo would not be out of the question.
Let them pass in peace.
The Force is with me, and I am with the Force. And I fear nothing, for all this, as the Force wills it.
Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus, played by Donnie Yen and Zhong Wen, were two previous Guardians of the Hills who served until the Empire's rise. Despite his friends' distrust, Chirrut never lost faith despite the spreading evil in the galaxy. These two of Rogue One's greatest combatants, go down in a blaze of glory during the Battle of Scarif. Chirrut and Baze were fan favorites in Rogue One, so an appearance by the two best friends in Andor is all the more plausible. While they do not encounter the titular rebel hero until his quest to rescue Jyn Erso, they may interact with other characters in the future Disney Plus series, perhaps building up their tale for Rogue One.
This is Admiral Raddus of the Rebel Alliance. All squadron leaders report in.
Admiral Raddus is a Rebel Alliance officer from Mon Calamari. Raddus, a strong-willed and stubborn character, was instrumental in getting the Rebel fleet to Scarif to help in Rogue One's attempt to steal the Death Star designs. Darth Vader's soldiers sabotaged Raddus' ship following the Battle of Scarif in an effort to reclaim the stolen schematics. Admiral Raddus would be an excellent figure to include if Andor wishes to investigate the Rebel Alliance prior to Rogue One. Raddus has few tales in the franchise, which allows the showrunners to develop his character without being constrained by previously established canon. Furthermore, his character might provide as the missing link between Cassian and the Rebels as the series unfolds.
They found the Death Star plans. They have to transmit them from the communications tower. You have to take down the shield gate. It's the only way they're gonna get them through.
In Rogue One, Riz Ahmed plays former Imperial pilot Bodhi Rook. Bodhi grows disillusioned with the Empire and joins the rebellion, eventually becoming a member of the Rogue One team. He is killed during the Battle of Scarif when an explosive is thrown into his spacecraft, killing him only minutes after sending a crucial signal to the Rebel fleet. Prior to the events of Rogue One, Bodhi Rook still has a lot of stories to tell. He is only introduced to the audience after he has decided to desert from the Empire and join the rebellion. If Bodhi arrives in Andor, the series may explore deeply into his reasons for fleeing the Empire and how he first came into touch with the rebels.
What's the matter, Jyn? You look frightened. I'll always protect you.
Galen Erso, Jyn's father, is played by Mads Mikkelsen in Rogue One. Galen was a skilled scientist and engineer who was hired by the Empire to work on the Death Star, the Empire's top-secret project. Galen buried a secret weak spot in the space station, the location of which could be revealed in the Death Star designs, despite being forced to develop this weapon of mass devastation. Galen Erso, who fought with his loyalty to the Empire and his dissident conscience in the first Star Wars spin-off film, is one of the more compelling characters. Andor would be wise to feature Galen in one or two of its episodes, allowing Mads Mikkelsen to shine once more, as he did not get nearly enough screen time in Rogue One for an actor of his skill.
The rebels, they went over there.
Okay, what's going on out there?
There's one. Ah, well.
K2SO is a reprogrammed Imperial security robot that travels with Cassian Andor on his missions, and is voiced by Alan Tudyk. K2SO, a sarcastic yet loving member of the Rogue One team, accompanies them on their journey to Scarif to acquire the Death Star schematics, finally killing himself to let Jyn and Cassian to complete their deadly task. K2SO appears to be an unavoidable conclusion in Andor as Cassian's devoted comrade. While the show's makers have indicated that K2 would not be associated with Cassian at the start of the series, there is always the potential that the droid may be introduced later, possibly even in Season 2.
He served me well during the Clone Wars, and has lived in hiding since the Emperor's Purge. Yes, I will send for him.
You will need someone you can trust.
I would trust her with my life.
Bail Organa is a pivotal figure in the Star Wars universe. Bail was pivotal in the establishment of the Rebel Alliance as a senator representing Alderaan and the adoptive father of Princess Leia. Bail, who was played by Jimmy Schmitz in the prequel trilogy, makes a brief appearance in Rogue One on Yavin 4 among other Rebel commanders. Andor looks to be set in the early days of the Rebel Alliance, as seen by the most recent teaser trailer, with Senator Mon Mothma acting as a recurrent character in the series. Bail Organa was good friends with Senator Mothma, and the two were founding members of the Rebel Alliance, therefore he might appear in Andor as well.
Jyn! Is it really you? I can't believe it.
Must be quite a surprise.
Are we not still friends?
Saw Gerrera, played by Forrest Whitaker, was one of the first Star Wars characters established in an animated series to be converted for live action. Gerrera, a tough and rather insane fighter, aspired to demolish the Empire by any means necessary, and was labeled an extreme by even the other rebels. Saw was killed when the Empire tested the Death Star's laser on Jedha, precisely in the area where Saw's underground base was located. Gerrera is one Rogue One character that will almost certainly return to the Star Wars world to help Andor. Many fans believe Saw Gerrera was underutilized in his first appearance, dying after barely a few moments. This next series will finally allow Lucasfilm to address this oversight and fully flesh out his character before his fate.
You're a hard man to find, Galen. But farming. Really? Man of your talents?
Orson Krennic is the main adversary of Rogue One, and he sees the construction of the Death Star as his pet project. Krennic, played by Ben Mendelsohn, believes that the success of the Death Star will determine his whole reputation in the Empire, thus he would go to any extent to ensure its construction. If Krennic returns for the spin-off series, he would make an excellent foe for Andor. This Imperial officer's entrance would fill out the antagonism between himself and Cassian in their first film, while also building up to the arrival of the Death Star, which propels both of them into their Rogue One narrative.
You have made time an ally of the rebellion.
I suggest we solve both problems simultaneously with an immediate test of the weapon.
Despite the fact that Peter Cushing died over 20 years ago, Rogue One featured Admiral Wilhuff Tarkin in an entirely digitally recreated physique. Tarkin avoids director Orson Krennic throughout the film, claiming the Death Star project as his own and ascending to the rank of Grand Moff, which he retains for his appearance in A New Hope. While Tarkin's design in Rogue One went solidly into the uncanny valley, Star Wars has worked hard to improve its entirely CGI characters, most notably Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. The technique is far from flawless, but it is a big improvement over Tarkin's appearance in 2016. Including the character in Andor utilizing the new and improved approach of digital reconstruction would be the ideal occasion for Disney to once again showcase its innovative technology. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button so I can feel all mushy inside. Also, click the subscribe button while you are there, and then since you are on such a clicking roll, why not click on another awesome video that is already loaded up right here? You don't even have to watch it, just let the video play at 1% while you eat your sushi or something.